The Broncos staged an epic comeback against the Giants this past week and scoring 33 points in the fourth quarter. On the bright side for New York, they appear to have found a quarterback in Jackson Dart, who had 4 total touchdowns. And after the game, head coach Sean Payton said this about the Giants quarterback.
You know, they found a little spark with that quarterback. I was talking to John Marin not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that that change would have happened long after our game.
Russell Wilson responded to his former coach on X saying, quote, "Classless, but not surprised. Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15 plus years later through the media. Hashtag let's ride."
Okay, Russ.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Oh, damn. Swagoo, what do you think about Russell Wilson's response?
I love authenticity, Stephen A. You know it's something I thrive in.
There we go.
And if it piss you off, respond. He said it publicly, respond publicly. I think this is a part of Russell Wilson hopefully getting to the point where the politically correctness that he's used throughout the duration of his career is starting to wane. He's starting to realize not only, because this is not just anybody, Mad Dog. That's my point. Sean Payton coached him. We've had those moments with them on the sideline. Sean Payton attacked Russ about being the starting quarterback. He benched him. A lot of things have transpired between Russell and obviously Sean Payton. And I like the fact that Russ had a response for someone that he's been around and in the building. Now, if there's some random coach, if there's some guy that, you know, don't have anything to do with the NFL currently, not leading the team as a head coach, I'm cool with that. I like this because I feel like this was raw and uncut from Russ as much as it can get. Now, I would have loved, Mad Dog, you know me, I would have loved a few curse words in there. A couple of expletives.
Russell.
Yeah, from a couple of expletives. But Russ is a God-fearing man, and he's probably watching his tongue like I need to at some point in my life. I'm just not there yet. Right. All right? But I'm glad he responded to Sean Payton that way.
Well, Payton's not wrong. The Dart has given a huge spark.
He has.
I mean, and Russell did not give him that spark, and Dart has. So from what?
Now, why you got to say that though?
Well, it's true.
He don't need to say it. He don't need to have Russ a part of that
You're talking about
conversation.
Payton. Why does Payton?
He don't need to say that.
Was he asked a question? Do you think he said this on purpose to tweak Russell Wilson?
Petty.
You think he did?
Yes.
You do, huh?
Yes.
You think so too?
He doesn't like it.
I know they don't like each
like
other, and
He doesn't
Wilson
like
was bad. So you think he actually said this to the media?
Listen,
first of all, just to tweak.
First of all, I have no problem with Russell clapping back at Sean Payton.
No, he's okay to do that.
Sean Payton, you know, that was unsolicited. You decided to do that. You know how that's going to come across towards Russell Wilson, and he has no regard for Russell Wilson, which we have seen. Here's, however, what I want to say. We have to look at our level of culpability in everything. And when I think about Russ, and I like Russell, I think Russell Wilson's a really nice guy, a really good person, you know. And damn it, he's arguably a Hall of Famer. It's a discussion. Okay, he's a champion and a whole bit. So let's remember that. But in the process of doing so, I think we're obligated to be fair to Sean Payton as well. Russell Wilson comes to Denver, and that's where everything went haywire. Russell Wilson didn't play for Sean Payton before. Russell Wilson was with Pete Carroll in Seattle. Russell Wilson comes to Denver and really, really hurt his reputation because of his attitude. I don't cover the Denver Broncos. I'm just telling you what everybody said. You know, and they were talking about how, you know, had his own entrance, his own office, was detached from the team, was really big time at people, and, you know, things that you never thought you would hear about Russell Wilson. That's what folks were saying.
Right.
And you knew there was something real to it because at the introductory press conference after the Broncos had a bad year and Sean Payton came in as the new coach, one of the first things he addressed was change has arrived. That stuff that you saw before, that's out the window. That day is over. And it was a direct shot at Russell Wilson. It ain't going to be like that now, you know. And so you knew that it was going to be a bit contentious, to say the least. Russ had something to do with that because Sean Payton walked through the door inheriting an environment that was deemed toxic. And this is Sean Payton, you know.
Stephen A., come on now.
What's up?
Come on now.
No, come on now, what?
Sean Payton was alluding to Russell Wilson sucking as a quarterback.
Oh, no, not just that. Not just that.
No, I'm talking about in this recent
I know that. That's totally true. But what I'm saying is it's residue from
Right.
what happened with their relationship.
Absolutely.
Sean Payton has had bad quarterback play before, not with Drew Brees, but he's had bad quarterback play before. He ain't talking about nobody else like that.
Right.
The point is that there's residue
100%.
from their relationship.
Yep.
And that's all I'm giving. I'm saying that when Russell, and Russell clapping back the way that he did proves it, because that ain't Russell Wilson.
Right.
Russell Wilson ain't talking about nobody like that. That's not his character. That's not who he is. So why would he all of a sudden do that? Because of the relationship that they have with one another.
And see,
that's what that's about.
I guess where I fall in this spot is, and I know Sean, like me and Sean, cool. We talk.
I love Sean. I love him.
Sean should not have made that insinuation
That's true.
as the head coach.
I
of
agree
the
with that.
Broncos.
I agree with that.
And I think when you put a player in a position like that, right? Whether it's Russell Wilson, now because it's Russell Wilson, it probably was a little bit more subtle than it would have been if you said that to Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
or you said that to Cam Newton, or something like that. I feel like here's my real problem. I feel like Sean Payton has that docile idea of Russell Wilson where he feel like he could just say whatever about Russell Wilson because of that relationship. That's my problem, right? Now, if it was a quarterback that would check your ass in public, if you see him, you might be a little bit more shy about the words or the insinuations that you using. So it
Or in Sean Payton's case with Russell Wilson, maybe not.
Maybe not.
In
But
that
what
one.
But
In
what
that
I'm
one.
saying, Stephen A., is that Russell Wilson history as being politically correct,
Right.
a docile individual that don't like conflict, you may feel a little bit more validity to say that because you don't think it's going to get a response in a real way. And I always have a problem with people like that, right? You don't talk about the ones that you know ain't going to fight. Right? Don't make these insinuations about the ones you know ain't gonna get at you at some point. That's why I have a problem with coaches putting their hands on players.
Right.
You wouldn't do it in public.
Right.
You wouldn't do it in a grocery store.
That's right.
If
It's
that
called-
man
it's
walked
called-
up on
it's
you.
called bullying.
Bullying, right? So again, that's the problem that I have with Sean Payton. Russell Wilson ain't been in a Denver Broncos uniform in what, 4 years?
Yeah, but they just played Denver.
That's
You know,
fine.
You know what it
Don't
is.
say nothing insinuating about the man.
No.
And I'm glad he responded.
Nobody's justifying
I got you.
it.
I know.
I'm just saying, without justification, there's real animosity
100%.
between the two.
Yeah,
Bottom line.
I think you've been.
and that's all right.
I think you've been a bully though. Russell Wilson ain't said nothing about Sean Payton since he left.
That's true, but Russell Wilson was in no position to either.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying, not the way the Giants have looked. You know, until Jackson Dart got a lot
he
up.
may be a Hall of Famer though.
That's true. He may not.
But so is
Might
Payton.
not.
Payton's a Hall of
Again,
Famer too. They're both.
listen, I know we gotta go. That man a Super Bowl champion.
Yes, he is.
Like let's.
Yes, he is.
All right, let's go.
All right. So
All right, I just.
So is Sean Payton.
I know.
So is Sean Payton.
I know.
All right. Dak Prescott is given a star performance for the Dallas Cowboys this season. But why does someone here still think the fall is coming? You've heard me say it. My Knicks are going to the NBA Finals. All right? They're going to the NBA Finals. I'll ask somebody if they agree with me up next. Stick around. It's First Take in the House with the fellas. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.